Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda Ghobrial, and I'm an ideal protein advocate. I've been living a lifestyle for over a decade, and I would never have been able to maintain my ideal weight if it was not for this amazing protocol. So please sit with me for 15 minutes while I go through the why ideal protein, as well as stay tuned to this Facebook page because we will be hosting an open Q&A where you can join us and ask any question ideal protein. Let's get started. Why ideal protein? Powering life possible. So the purpose of today is to basically give you an oversight of our newly enhanced protocol, along with all of the new innovative tools designed to support your health journey. Let's see how you and your family can benefit from ideal protein to increase vitality, lose weight, and live a healthier life. Can you imagine giving your body everything it needs and losing weight while feeling great? Amazing. So, ability and motivation. It takes both to prompt change. And at Ideal Protein, we have both. We have the ability of our proven protocol, while the motivation comes from you working with your experienced coach to support you along the way. So, stop putting up with life and start living it. This is our roadmap. Everything Ideal Protein. It is truly a joyful journey. You start in our phase 1, and until you get to 100% of your weight and health goal, then we stabilize. The first phase is nutritional ketosis. You will feel energized and you will see results day in and day out on that scale. Once we've hit your goal, we need to stabilize. And that should take between 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how much weight you lost. And then, of course, we have our year maintenance plan where we support you to make sure that you sustain those successful results. So let's begin. Phase 1, our nutritional ketosis. We have 3 different macronutrients. These are our large nutrients. We have sugar, which includes all healthy complex and simple carbohydrates. We have protein, amino acids, its smallest form, and we have our fats. These are the 3 different macronutrients that we consume for energy. But our body will always burn one first. Even though we're eating healthy carbohydrates, our body recognizes them as glucose. And we will chronologically always pull from our sugar reserve before we're ever going to have to pull from our fat tank. So why are we carrying around this emergency fuel tank everywhere we go, stressing other parts of our body, as opposed to just using that fat for our primary energy source? So here we have our protocol. Now, in today's society, we consume more sugar than we did 100 years ago. So to wrap your head around the sugar story, 4 carbohydrates is 1 teaspoon to the body. An example, 1 slice of bread, depending on the brand, can be up towards 20 net carbs, which is 5 teaspoons. Then you add in a medium apple, which is another 5 teaspoons, and this could be a potential healthy, nutritious breakfast. But you're eating up to 10 teaspoons of sugar without even realizing. When you go and pour a cup of coffee, is it normal to take 10 teaspoons of sugar and put it in that coffee? It's just an example to show you how we are eating so much sugar without realizing. In the early 1900s, the average North American consumed about 5 pounds of sugar annually. But in today's society, here in North America, we consume up to 200 pounds of sugar per year. So how are we ever going to dip into our fat reserve and burn that emergency fuel that we're carrying around if we're always filling up that sugar reserve and more? So what we need to do in our first phase is we need to control the amount of carbohydrates coming into the body, below the threshold that we will now need to burn our fats. But we don't want to simultaneously burn the protein, so we need to protect. So looking at this green protein tank, we need the ideal amount of protein to be coming into the body as we control carbohydrates so that we can protect vitality, because every vital cell is built with amino acids, the smallest form of protein. So protect our organs, our muscles, our hair, our nails, and all vital cells. We need to almost sneak protein into the body so that we can protect while literally using that fat tank on the right hand side to be creating our fuel. So this may take a few days. It takes about 1 to 3 days to deplete the sugar, 3 to 4 days to begin creating glucose from that fat. And by day 4 to 7, we should be full fat burning machines. The ideal protein difference. Why our protocol versus other do-it-yourself keto diets, or even just a healthy, regular, balanced diet. So taking a look at the left-hand side, you're going to see a balanced diet. We have the macronutrients distributed out at 100% caloric intake between carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And of course, because we're eating a full balanced diet by food, you're getting that blue bar, which is full micronutrition, so our essential vitamins and minerals. Then we have the do-it-yourself keto. Here we have controlled carb. Why? We need to control carbohydrates below the threshold to allow our bodies to burn the fats. But do-it-yourself ketos also allow high volume of fat, and we're not getting the adequate protein. And then we have a hypocaloric do-it-yourself keto, which is lower in calories. And once again, controlled carbs, high volume of fat, and even less protein. And then we have the ideal protein difference. We have controlled carb because we need to burn fat. We have healthy fats, and we have the supplemented adequate amount of protein to make sure our vitality sustains. And then, of course, we have our mandatory replacement micronutrition. So all our vitamins and minerals are coming in to bring us back up to ground zero to make sure there are no nutritional deficiencies. And this is why our protocol is biochemically safe for long term. This is our Eat the Sheet. Our phase 1 includes partial meal replacements, which are a temporary tool to allow us to burn maximum levels of fat each day. Once again, we need to protect that green protein tank. So to do that, we need to get high biological protein into the body that's pre-digested and that is stress-free on the digestive system, but that is high in impact of amino acids, which is low calorie, low sugar, and low fat. Because of course, we don't want to be eating too much fat if we're trying to burn fat. So here's an example. When you're on our first phase, you're going to have approximately 3 partial meal replacements with an abundance of healthy vegetables. So for breakfast, you will start off with one of our ideal proteins, an example being an ideal protein omelet. It's just shake in water, add to skillet, and in 2 minutes you have a delicious omelet. But as opposed to regular whole food eggs, we're going to be saving some calories and fat so that we can pull that from our actual body for maximum results. Then for lunch, it's fake it till you make it. Yes, folks, we even have a protein mac and cheese. It's all about adding in those 2 cups of vegetables, which are mandatory that you don't see here, but also getting something warm and hearty and tasty at lunch. At dinner, you do your own protein. Here in Canada, we have 8 ounces of protein. Plus, don't forget your 2 cups of healthy vegetables, and then you get your snack. And we have everything from chocolate, fruity, sweet, savory, crunchy, chewy, warm, cold, whatever snack type that you are craving, we have that for you because we want you to remain in a pleasurable state while you're actually losing weight. Congratulations. You eat that sheet and you give 100%, and you will get 100% results with this protocol. So then what? Now I've got to my ideal weight. I feel great. What do I do now? Well, we have our mandatory stabilization. And why is this mandatory? Because we need to restore balance. When you come out of the state of nutritional ketosis, it is biochemically safe, but we also have a hormonal story that's been shifting throughout that period. When we control carbohydrates, we also control insulin. Insulin is the hormone that monitors blood sugar, but it's also the hormone that is responsible for lipogenesis, which is fat creation. So the good news is we've allowed that hormone to relax. Take a breather the entire time we were burning fat as our primary fuel source. And how were we doing that? We were using the hormone, the opposite working hormone called glucagon, which is responsible for transferring fat into sugar, which the body needs in a state of ketosis. So we need to rebalance this teeter totter slowly to make sure we do not spike that insulin too quickly and go back to our old habits where excessive insulin may cause sugar cravings, which then we eat extra calories because we listen to those cravings. And then, of course, insulin being the fat storing hormone, bam, we've just created a new fat cell. So we do not want insulin to spike. We want to slowly and measured with a measured reintroduction of complex carbohydrates is the way. And then we need to continue with the adequate protein. This is for life, folks. We need to make sure each and every day you're feeding yourself at a cellular level and maintaining that vitality. But now that we are coming out of the fat burning mode because we've hit our goal, we now need to consume and eat that healthy fat to make sure that we get all of the calories needed to meet our energy needs. So it's very important that we stabilize the body. Now we have our materials. When you go into your Ideal Protein Clinic and you see your amazing coach, you're going to go home with these beautiful user-friendly materials. You're going to have a new chart in phase 2 that's going to show you how you're going to add a bit more calories with more whole food protein to allow that metabolism to adjust. You're going to have a 7-day booklet where you're going to record all of the foundational foods from your fat burning phase 1, and you're going to transfer that over as the baseline into your stabilization. And you're going to take home some documentation that's going to educate you and your family on everything: stabilization, calories, protein, fat, and of course, understanding net carbohydrates. And then after you've done a week of homework and you've done some journaling and you've recorded those foundational foods that have got you to your health goal, feeling great, we're now going to begin to slowly add in those carbohydrates and those healthy fats. So we're going to use a macro calculator, and your coach is going to find you a target on how we're going to start including those into your day-to-day menu. And we're going to provide you with a reference sheet. And it's like piecing the puzzle together. Once you've got your target, now you're going to take the next 4 to 8 weeks and you're going to slowly work with these numbers and slowly increase your carbohydrates week to week until you find your macro code. Because this is where you have the opportunity to anchor your blood sugar and your insulin levels to make sure you don't go right back to the habits and to the physiological way your body was working prior to our phase 1. So you're going to be coached week to week right through this entire process. And then we're going to meal plan. Once you've got your macro needs sheet and you understand what foods, what healthy fats, what amazing, beautiful fruits and colorful complex carbs you can bring back into your diet, you're going to add that into your record, and we're going to create that puzzle and that picture for life, your own personalized code that works with your body to make sure that you are not hungry, you're not craving, you're not rebounding and gaining that weight back. And of course, to have optimal energy levels all day long. And then you've made it. Why? Because you have your personal code. You now know exactly how many protein servings, how many fat servings, and what your net carb magical number is that works with your body and your energy levels. This is amazing. This is your specific sweet spot, okay, to manage for life. So once you have your code, now we're going to teach you how to get out there in the world and to navigate the other aisles of the grocery store. Because you have been eating only our ideal value foods. Throughout our phase 1 weight loss portion and our stabilization, the focus has been on minimally processed and nutrient rich foods. These are the foods that have helped you get to your health goal. These are the ideal value foods. But now we want to start reaching out to the fair value. And a fair value food is more, has high nutrition, but is a little bit more processed. You may find that more on the inner aisles of the grocery store. And of course, we can't deny that there's poor value foods everywhere, all around us, which are highly processed or calorically dense, nutrient poor, and these are the ones that are going to cause cravings and make us think, is this really worth it? So, how are we going to navigate all these different levels of foods? So, we are going to provide you with a key. It's an amazing conversion key. This is a tool you're going to have for life that's going to support you when you're out there in the grocery store. It's going to teach you how to convert labels, how to take your protein intake and how to see how many servings that is straight from that nutritional fact chart. How to look at fat. Where does fat fall in? How many servings is that? And then, of course, net carbohydrates. We always want to look at total carbohydrates minus our fiber. And where does this particular snack item that I picked up out of the aisle and took a peek, where does this stand on my list? What is its macro value? And how is that going to contribute to my overall daily amount, my personalized macro code? You are going to be equipped with all of the tools to give you the confidence that everything you're putting in your mouth is pre-targeted, calculated, and then recorded to, most importantly, make sure that you stay on track. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to have a phase 3 menu planner and journal. Not only are we going to coach you to create a target of macro value for each meal, but then we're going to help design amazing creative meals with you. And then we're going to expect you in return to record what you actually put in your mouth, because we always have a plan. But life would be very boring if we always followed that plan. It's good to have a plan, but sometimes you got to be in the moment. And if you decide to change your diet or your dinner last minute, you can record what you had and then you can recalculate the macro value for that meal. And this is how you can control maybe going into the next meal, adjusting a bit to make sure you're not going over your daily amounts. And this will help you stay on track. Then, once you've got your code, you've been meal planning, you've been recording, we truly recommend that you really take at least 4 weeks to meal plan and record what you're putting in your mouth. Once you've hit your goal, you found your code, you're living life, you're feeling great, we do not want you to gain that weight back. So after about 4 weeks of being truly accountable for what you're putting in your mouth, we're going to continue to see you every month. And we have some amazing coaching tools for you because we want to make sure that you sustain those results for the following year. So the support is not going to go anywhere. This is our newly enhanced stabilization and phase 3. It is some powerful stuff. What else is new? Well, first of all, let's look at some dieting challenges. Through all of my years working in lifestyle and weight loss, I've always liked to ask the questions to all of the dieters. What is it that makes dieting so hard? And these are the 5 famous answers I get: hunger, cravings, fatigue, restriction, and then, of course, rebounding. Well, with the ideal protein difference, with hunger, you are eating 4 times minimum daily on our protocol. There is no hunger. Cravings, okay, when you're in our first phase, in phase 1, that insulin is going to be relaxed. And when that's relaxed, it's not screaming internally for more sugar. So those cravings will dissipate. Fatigue, your fat that you're literally using as your energy source creates over twice the amount of energy that you need day to day. So you should feel zippy when you're in your phase 1. And restriction, yes, you're going to eat that sheet, and that sheet is going to have a limited amount of foods, but it's how do you look at that sheet? Because on top of that list, we're providing you with over 80 different meal replacements, sauces, seasonings, and things that can help complement your diet. We have a new cookbook. There are recipes online. We have so many tools that are here to help you fake it till you make it and to have fun and enjoy the process while you're losing weight. And then, of course, rebounding. You lose 15 pounds, and then summer comes and you go back to the cottage routine and you gain back 10 over summer, and you think, why did I even bother doing that in the first place? And this is why we have this new structured protocol. This is why we have the stabilization and the maintenance. So really work with your coach, stay connected to your clinic. We want you to be able to go into your clinic and do a preventative weigh-in at any time, just like you go to your dentist and get a preventative cleaning. This is your clinic that supports your ideal weight.
Ideal Protein is a doctor-designed, coach-led ketogenic weight loss protocol that uses food as medicine to empower you to lose weight and live your healthiest life. All you have to do is meet your personal motivating expert coach, eat the low-fat, low-carb, high-quality Ideal Protein food and other fresh, lean meals listed on this sheet, and the weight comes off. Mauricio lost 450 pounds, Laura lost 140, Marnie lost 45. Ideal Protein, powering life possible. Ideal Protein.
What else is new? Well, we have a new branding and a new look. We have new amazing Enviro bags, shakers, the Ideal Protein water bottle, and of course, what I already mentioned, our amazing new cookbook. As well, coming soon, we have our new micronutrition kit with all of our replacement supplementation and this great pill organizer that you can now keep on your counter to remind you day in and day out to not forget that mandatory supplementation. And we have new products. We have amazing garlic Parmesan croutons. They are delicious and add that extra crunch in your salad. We have the new meal replacement. So for those people in phase 3 and they need that emergency go-to meal, as opposed to going through a drive-through, you always want to be prepared. So we have this great chocolate caramel chip bar that's there. And lastly, we have our famous mango puree. This is so delicious for the fruit lovers. You want to wake up and you're thinking of fruit for breakfast and you temporarily cannot have that. Here we go. Have your mango smoothie and then a cup of coffee. You could also use this to create some delicious marinades as well. So what is stopping you from taking on this Ideal Protein opportunity? This is truly a metabolic transformation. So please reach out to your clinic, stay tuned to this Facebook page because we will be hosting an open Q&A where you can come and we can have an open table forum to talk everything Ideal Protein. Thank you so much and have a great day.